recording? We dancing?
We're recording. All right, today is Tuesday, February 20th. Cashman just made a move. Brandon Drury is a Yankee. Some prospects are out. This is big. This is exciting. It's not that big in the grand scheme of things. Whatever. Let's cue the music and then we'll talk about it. Talkin Yanks. Go, 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 go. That was hectic.
I think you called him Brendan.
Yes. So here's my first point, Jake. I don't like this whole Brendan situation because because two of my best friends, both their brothers, one's name is Brandon and the other's name is Brendan. I know a lot of both of them and I've never been able to figure it out. So which is he?
Brandon.
With an A?
With an A.
All right. Thanks for tuning in to Talkin Yanks. We're talking about Brandon Drury.
No, you're still wrong. Wrong.
That was on purpose. That was a joke.
That's funny.
It's a grade A humor. You just learn something and then say it wrong.
No, it's got me going. His nickname's B. Drew.
That sounds like an old lady's name.
Well, depends how you say it.
Like B. Drew.
Hi, I'm B. Drew. No,
he's like for you today.
You posted something on Twitter, but I think he's got like a white guy, I don't know, street side to him, like B. Drew.
Yeah, I didn't think he was. I posted that he definitely enjoys a good freestyle rap session when he's drunk.
Yes,
he just looks like. He looks like he loved Eminem growing up and wanted to be him.
He keeps it tight.
I don't know how to say that nicely. But you guys know what I'm saying.
I like Eminem.
Yeah, but he's not like you. Not at all.
Okay. Go on.
He likes putting the blunt in the side of his fitted hat.
he did. Now he's a Yankee.
Now he's a Yankee, but that's the kind of guy he was when he was in college. Okay, well, anyway, if you haven't heard, the Yankees made a trade, a 3-team trade. Love a 3-team trade. For Yankees get Brandon Drury. They send Nick Solak, who was a top prospect. We'll get into him. And some other prospect, Weedman. I don't even know. Do you have his name? I don't really know that guy.
It's Weidman. Yeah.
Weidman?
He was a bigger prospect than Solak, I think.
No. Solak was in our top 100 or top group of prospects recently.
Okay, go on.
Our prospects go to Tampa because they're tanking and wanting prospects. Tampa sends their outfielder, Souza, who can hit a ton of home runs, to Arizona because they just lost J.D. Martinez to the Red Sox. And then the Diamondbacks send Brandon Drury to the Yankees. It actually fills all the needs perfectly for every team. And it helps the Yankees out a lot because it gets Souza out of the AL East and gives them a guy they need. Now, don't mistake my energy level and my excitement level for the depth, for the level of this trade. We didn't just trade for a game-changing guy. You know what I mean? I don't want people to act like, oh, you're acting like he's a god. I know what Brandon Drury is. It's just the Yankees needed that. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, your delivery threw me off there a little bit because you went from excited to not wanting to be excited. So I thought
I'm excited that a move was made, and I think the move is perfect. But that doesn't mean I think he's our savior or anything like that because that's what they're going to try and say.
Can we first mention the only thing that really sucks about this?
Either Wade or Torreyes got screwed.
No, I'm talking on just a scope thing.
Oh, Jabari Blash is gone.
Blash is dapping dudes up at camp. Wade came into camp all jacked up. I'm gonna be super util and win the job. Blash is I hope Blash got to talk to Stanton and Judge.
Just said hi. Dude, Jabari Blash, we picked him up in the Headley trade from the Padres, if you forget. He tweeted out, am I going to be a Yankee? Is this real life? Today, no one remembered Blash's name. The casual fan did not remember his name at all. Maybe because it's Jabari Blash, but you get what I'm saying. Today, Boone lists all the first base depth, and he threw Blash on there, and people were like, oh, I remember that guy. Blash probably saw that in a tweet, or just like rumor mill at Tampa Stadium. Like, hey, Blash, did you hear you're 5th on the depth chart for first base? Blash was like, okay, things are looking up.
I
5
hope they
hours
bring
later,
him back and he's off the 40, man, because that's tough. I obviously don't have real expectations for him, but he's one of the few monster humans in the league. So I was saying I was hoping he could learn from the guys. But this is almost, I feel like, an extension of the delayed free agency and all that. Normally this trade would be done before spring training. So when they went around a room and said hi to Jabari Blash, they didn't have to 2 days later be like, "Oh, okay, see you, dude." Like, what
bye,
if Blash
Jabari.
was like, "Yo, Stanton, can I just pick your brain for like 2 hours tomorrow?" Stanton
That's
was like,
a classic
"Yeah, dude."
movie scene. So if you're ever watching like a thriller, if they say, let's talk about it when I get home, that person isn't going to arrive home. That's what happened to Jabari Blash. She's like, dude, I cannot wait to pick your brain this season, this whole spring training, Aaron and Giancarlo. I'm going to be all up in your grill. I'm sorry about it. But I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions. Giancarlo and Judge ran to Cashman. You got to get this guy the fuck out of
here. that was the actual secret.
Yeah,
freaked out by Blash.
Cash, this Jabari dude will not stop asking us questions. Please get him to leave.
So what's next? I guess because we kind of work our way up.
So wait,
I guess we do say bye to Solak and what's his name, Weidman.
Weidman's an afterthought for me. People that love prospects and really know the system are probably going to tell me, I should have been more excited. Here's the thing with Solak, though. Solak's up like ceiling is what Brandon Drury is.
Kind of. By the way, Taylor Widener. I was saying it weird. Yeah, so you're kind of right there.
So if Solak was to develop, become in the major leagues, his best would probably be what Drury has proven he can do in the last 2 years, and we are in win now mode. So it makes sense to trade that guy for Drury, who has proven he can do it for 2 years. Drury's offensive numbers, I like them. I mean, I saw them and were like, okay, cool. But a lot of people were telling me they weren't good, but I don't really. His offensive numbers are decent.
We'll get there. Solak was he was listed as our 8th best prospect. Had really good high A and some double A numbers. And then Widener, he wasn't as big as a prospect, but he jumped to actually 14th this year. But again, a high A guy. So
yeah,
to get him to give 2 high A guys that aren't top 5 prospects or anything like that, to get a major league player, you can't get mad at that. Nick Solak both could become solid major league players, and you still can't be mad about it.
Yeah, because we traded them for and also we have Drury for 4 more years at the cheapest we can possibly get him. So this is why Cashman, for so long, he didn't have trade chips and prospects to work with, and he had to go sign people because that's how the Yankees did business. And it's like, holy shit, shouldn't have given Cashman some chips to work with because he is just running the table right now. We just traded away prospects. We just traded away minimum salary guys who are in our minor leagues for a minimum, and it's obviously very much different price, but we traded for a minimum salary guy for 4 years of control.
Yeah, and high end Brandon Drury can become a quality starter for us, a good starting player. Almost his worst case scenario is he's a bench utility guy, which
that's what I was going to say to you. Is there any way in 4 years from now we're like, God, that trade was so bad?
I mean, if one of those guys turned into an all-star, which you never know with baseball, and Drury was just like a couple-year platoon guy, yeah, we'd say something like that. But even then, it's just like, oh, well, but we still had Judge and Stan who hit 100 home runs. So it's not the end of the day thing. But I think that kind of leads us into Drury now. Good luck, Widener and Solak. We never wish anyone ill on the show.
We've been doing the PPPs, the mini episodes, the player profile and projection. This episode will cover our PPP for Brandon Drury. We'll just talk all about him, what we want, and it won't make it a separate episode. It makes sense.
Yeah, and we'll I want to circle up with the stats. So let's go back to the start. Brandon Drury, handsome strong boy from Grants Pass, Oregon. You ever been up there?
No, I've been to Eugene.
Okay. Well, he's from Grants Pass. He was a decent 13th round pick. He just barely cracked the top 100 prospects before his 2016 season. He got a cup of coffee in 2015 at age 22, age 23, and age 24 the past 2 years, 2016 and 2017. He played 134 games and then 135 games, so he played a lot. Versatile guy. In 2016, he played left field, right field, second and third, and first. Last year, he only played second and third. But I think if you had to put positions next to his name, it would be second, third, in the corner outfield positions.
And I read that he's built, like people were saying, he's built like a corner infielder guy.
6'2", 210 he's listed at. Yeah. He's a handsome, strong boy. But yeah, so I guess this is where you're going to get people talking. So his first full season, he's 23 years old in 2016. 134 games, 16 homers, 53 RBIs, 282 batting average, 329 OBP. You say, okay, that's a pretty solid rookie season.
31 doubles, 130 hits into 134 games. I think anyone would be happy with that out of a rookie season.
Yeah, out of rookie. If that's where Gleyber Torres finishes this year, I think everyone's would be happy with that.
That's what I was trying to tell people on Twitter. I was like, he's like, Gleyber's still better. Like, sure, his ceiling could be much higher, but if Gleyber does, or take Gleyber out, because Gleyber's got a much more expectation. But Andujar or Wade, if Wade was to do what, like, this is going to ruin Wade's chance, and I like him more, or Torres, or Andujar. Well, if Andujar, Wade, or Torres did what Drury has already proven he can do, we'd be happy.
Yeah, and we didn't get to last year. So last year he plays basically the same amount of games, and he just takes a tick down, which you don't obviously love to see from a young player.
More doubles, more RBIs.
Yeah, his doubles went up, his RBIs went up, home runs went down, batting average and OBP went down. Yeah, again, walks slightly went down, strikeouts slightly went up, barely. But it's not the progress you wanted to see, and that probably plays into why they're kind of looking around for him. Let me give you some good and bad, because so the first things that jumped in my head, well, first, and I think most importantly, was defensively. And that was one of the first things you asked me, second base, third base. I mean, last year he played 114 games at second base. So the majority of it. And I mean, he's played a career 41 games at third base, 136 at second. So I'm going to lay this out there. I don't know. I think the Yankees want to see more of what they have in Drury, because he hasn't been special at defense at second or third. He in 2017 he had the fourth most errors as a second baseman.
Good, get him out of the way.
So I think there's going to be a little bit of a feeling out period. He's definitely a major leaguer. There was a split that I wanted to look up before the show. Well, I looked up his minor league stats. He had a couple years where he showed some pop, and he played third base some full season. So I think he can play third and second. This is the one from last year that concerned me, because his splits versus righty and lefty are pretty similar. He hit 266 off righties, 271 off lefties. Similar pop. Man, Arizona is a hitter's park, and this won't just be a jab at JD Martinez for what he did while he was in Arizona. But Drury's home and road splits last year were pretty bad. Drury at home was 302, 369 OBP, 7 home runs, 37 RBIs. Away, same amount of games, he was 236, 266 OBP. So
how does Yankee Stadium compare to Arizona as a home field advantage?
I mean, I think it's different kind of hitter parks. Yankees notorious for the short porch and right field. Arizona,
Mm-hmm.
it's more of a weather thing, and when they have the dome closed or not.
Okay.
So I don't know, and some of those things can be mental. I do want to see if let me check to see if his splits the year before were similar, because that would be not necessarily a major red flag, but something you got to look at. Yeah, man. You half chuckled at my reporting the other day, and then I got too mad at you. But
I was
dude, so
proud of you.
2016 Drury at home, 12 homers, 35 RBIs, 322, 365 OBP. On the road, 241, 291 OBP, 4 homers. So those splits are pretty real. So that's definitely going to be something to watch out for. I know I said we usually like to keep it going up, so I didn't want to go to negative town too much there. Oh, I do have one positive note before I get into you taking the ball and running with it a little bit. So they do on Baseball Reference, they do similar players through age 24 and things like that. And
Yeah.
it's kind of tough because obviously they're just comparing numbers, this, that, and the other. A couple of the names that pop up are pretty good. Edwin Encarnacion, Anthony Rendon, Alex Gordon, uh, similar batters, Luis Gonzalez, Alex Bregman. So there's some good
That
names
sounds
on
good.
there, and then there's other names that wouldn't jump out. Mark Teahan, um, Grady Hatton. So he's
Grady Hatton,
definitely
huh?
he's he's definitely at a pivot point where he's coming into his age 25 season. It's going to be his third full season as a major leaguer, and I'm interested to see that. I know that was a lot. That was a little bit of the background and
All
all
right.
that.
So, but even then, if that's all the downside to his game, his skills, it's still a good trade because we're getting him for nothing, basically.
Yeah, yeah, and he's going to be a piece of this team.
And there's
The
already people.
other
Go ahead.
sorry, the other major loser, like you mentioned, to start is
No, no,
Tyler
no.
Wade.
Okay, stop it. We've got
Okay,
other
I
things to
got you.
talk to till we get there.
Okay, get me there.
Um, you just ruined my train of thought.
Cut it out. You got edit
Um,
buttons.
fuck. What was I going to say? Shit. Okay, so I was going to say.
You said worst case, that's an okay thing.
Yeah. Worst case, that's okay. Uh, do you? Well, whatever. I'll just change my thought. So here's my thing. I got tons of people tweeting me right now, and I think it's because they love the prospects that he's going to be a utility guy and he's not going to be a starter for the Yankees. And I know depth is a thing, but if that just like we have Torreyes, if we're going to ride with Andujar and Glaber, Torreyes is a really good utility guy. I know depth is a thing for injuries, but like you don't trade infielders. You don't make a trade for a guy to sit behind. Like I don't think that doesn't make sense to me.
So I know I've been running and I scared you off a little bit, so I'll try to feed some to you. Opening day.
Yeah.
Do you see Brandon Drury in the lineup?
Yeah, I think they don't make
What
a trade.
position?
Jack Curry threw out a funny thought process there. I think that depends on Andujar.
Okay.
But Jack Curry was like, you very well could see second, and Andujar and Glaber both save service time in the minors, which is kind of the Yankees fans that follow me on Twitter would be so mad about that. They love the prospects. And to bring in two roaming, well, Drury's not roaming. He's up and coming. Oh, this is what I was going to say way back when. A lot of people on Twitter are comparing this like, ooh, this sounds a lot like the Didi trade.
Yeah, I saw too much of that.
Too much of that, but it's annoying because like there's no way that can happen again. But Didi came out of nowhere, man. Like no one thought Didi was going to be who he is. So hey, why not?
Well, that I disagree there. Didi was a big time prospect. I mean, when he came into the majors,
Drury was a top 100 prospect.
He just clipped the top 100 right before the year he came into the majors. I mean, Didi, there was someone who left the Yankees organization and went to work in the D-backs front office and compared Didi to Jeter. He just came in and he initially didn't have the power bat that they thought he had. But and I don't know, people, if you can find a shortstop that's like, I don't want to say a quarterback in the NFL, but is there a chance Drury could progress and become a 20 home run infielder? Yes, if that's how you need to look at it, sure.
Okay, so I think that he's going to be the opening day lineup. I don't understand why the Yankees would make the move if they were like, yeah, but he's not going to be a starter for us. To trade for a young guy on a minimum contract, like, well, why wouldn't you just roll with Torres then? I think either Torres or Wade got fucked here because I could see Drury starting in the infield when service time is up. Him, Andujar, and Glaber kind of rotate those three spots.
Yeah, my initial thought was because Glaber, we say it a lot. Glaber won't be on the roster opening day, right?
We're believers in this.
We're firm believers in that. So the word that you used was guaranteed a spot. I don't think they're going to say that Drury is guaranteed a spot. I think they're going to say they like his major league experience. They like that he's a young player. Blah blah blah. Work on this, that, and the other. He's going to. If he's healthy, he's going to start opening day. Whether it's second or third, I don't know. If I'm the Yankees, what I'm guessing is going to come out of their camp more so is kind of pit the rookies against each other. Put Andujar and Glaber kind of side by side and say, hey, one of you is going to get to be the rookie that's in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was my initial thought. And the other thing that's been getting me, man, is I've mentioned it before, but we talk about the prospects and kind of messing with their positions, which is a huge thing.
Yeah, like Ref Snyder.
Ref Snyder. I mean, we just casually mention, we'd go back and forth on different players, and it's like, Glaber will just play second. Oh, Glaber will play third. Like, I don't know. I kind of want this kid to know where he's playing. He's a top prospect. I'd almost want them to come in and say, you two battle for the third base job. Whoever gets it, gets it. And then if both of them prove they can play, then you kind of have the three-man train going and you start using Drury's utility a little more.
So, I mean, yeah, that's good. I mean, competition is always good. Do you think Jace Peterson is like, man, what the fuck? When I signed with you guys, it was like there's a chance I was going to make the squad. Now it's kind of bullshit.
Jace is pissed. Espinosa's pissed.
Yeah.
Who's our boy that got DFA'd today? He's pissed. Jabari
Blash. Jabari Blash isn't pissed. He's just in a whirl. He's in a whirlwind. He's like, whoa, that was nuts. I love being a Yankee.
Dude, that was fun. Let's do that again.
2 days of spring, but I mean, I wouldn't trade it. They're great. Always a Yankee.
But I think, and what it also plays into the low side, worst case of Drury, of him being a float around guy for us, second, third corner infield, is, hey, if the rookies are studs, great. We got someone to kind of back you up. If one of them doesn't fully have it figured out, whether it's offensively or defensively, we have a major league player that can play day in and day out if we need it. So
yeah. Do you think this is going to lead to another trade? People are saying, I think this is going to lead to a package for a pitcher now, like Archer or.
I'm going to say I still think a pitcher is going to be brought in. I don't know if it's via trade or what it is, but I mean, here's the
The
other
Rays are
situation.
selling ones like Archer.
The other situation that, because we've kind of skipped over it, but Tyler Wade used to be a pretty big prospect. I mean, Yankee Nation was just getting hyped for Wade, which is the part that has me sad.
He worked out with Pujols. It came out
I know.
today. Everyone's
talking about Pujols.
I put that down to talk on our topics when we were doing the next episode. Wade came out and said he worked on Pujols, and Pujols changed his approach on an inside pitch. Wade said it was night and day difference. Those are the storylines in baseball that I love. I love that Wade threw that out there. Yeah, I worked with Pujols, changed my inside pitch. Because in spring training, the first inside fastball that he hits, all of Twitter, all of Yankee fans, Michael K on the broadcast, Pujols was working on that inside. Yeah. We could see a much different hitter here.
It's like, and that's we were seeing all the sneaky tweets about, watch out for Wade. He could really crush his second base job, blah, blah, blah. So that's just killer. And I mean, what we talked about Clint Frazier wanting to be the center fielder and how, we want you to go out, try your hardest, do your best, but be realistic about it. If you're Tyler Wade, what's your realistic side right now? Because right now it looks like you're going to be the starting AAA shortstop.
You're maybe like Torreyes stumbles into an alligator pit, and then you have his spot.
I don't know. I mean, it's one of those. In baseball, it seems like timing is kind of a big thing with a lot of prospects, and it almost seems like Wade is going to be more valuable to another team than he's going to be to us at this point.
I like Wade. It's going to be very interesting to see how the infield plays out. It's a fun storyline now.
Oh, and I've got a fun thing on the Pujols swing.
Yeah.
Albert Pujols ended my baseball career.
Oh, do tell.
I copied his stance because one day I was in the living room like, you know what? Albert Pujols is the best hitter in the game. He's got kind of a unique stance. I'm going to copy his stance. So I brought the elbows up a little more. I started doing the bob. I used to top everything. I just rolled over it because I was too high instead of bending my knees. So that's why I'm not in the league. So just be careful, Tyler Wade.
I mean, did you ever write Pujols a letter? Like, hey, man, I copied your stance. Was dog shit.
I might tweet at him. I don't know.
Yeah, all right, let him know.
I think it's made for a much bigger man than me.
Saw you helped Wade with his swing, Albert. Didn't help me when I was 14, jerk.
So, yeah, we'll work on that.
Said, okay, well, are you a lefty with the same build as me? No, I'm a 5'5" righty.
Okay, a lot of numbers are getting thrown out.
No, you're 5'6" now, but back in high school you were 5'5" when you were practicing.
5'7" now. Probably
5'7".
Probably 5'2" when I was practicing the swing. 5'7".
No, I'm 5'7". Battle of short people right here.
You're 5'7.5". I'm 5'6.5".
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm 5'8". Boom. 5'7". I'm so tall. This is when everyone in the podcast is like, shut up, guys. Just shut up.
And cut.
All right. So if we're doing the PPP for Drury, what are you expecting this year?
Drury. Well, you know what? It's so like I said, I went to Negative Town a little quicker than I expected with those home road splits.
But Negative Town isn't even. It doesn't mean it's a bad trade. I just want to put that out.
Yeah. No. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying this is a big year for him, and the home road splits are kind of against him. But third year in the majors, it kind of turns into that you're figuring out pitching and what you need to do, or pitchers are figuring you out a little more. So, I mean, this guy's going to get games. He's got position flexibility. Especially at basically our two most open positions. I don't know. You just want to see another thing that I blindly believe in is that if you come to a New York team, Yankees, Knicks, Rangers, whatever it is, this is going to sound dumb at first, but your play either goes up or your play goes down. You don't really stay the same.
Wow, Jake.
No. I think I think to stay the same part, because I think a lot of places you'd expect that. But a lot of people feed off of New York, like Michael Beasley for the Knicks. No. Is that serious?
No, this is a really popular meme of. I'm showing Jake a picture of the really popular meme of like the stoned college neighbor with the red flushed cheeks. That's what Drury looks like to me.
Yeah. I thought that was actually a picture of him.
No.
But you mostly see it in like reserve role players. Like this is kind of a perfect example that someone like Louis So, someone that they pick up their play in the Bronx. They feed off the energy. Michael Beasley for the Knicks right now. You just see people feed off that energy. So it'll be. I think we're gonna find
Ellsbury.
out. I think we're gonna find out pretty quickly whether Drury's gonna embed himself in this team or become much much more of a role player.
Okay, I agree. I mean, I don't even know what my projections are. I think he's gonna start a lot of games. I think the Yankees traded for him to be a starter. I don't think they're going to hand him the job. I think he can lose it very easily, but I think the Yankees, in their minds, want him to take over a position in the.
So we think Wade is a big loser, right?
Or Torreyes.
Do we think Torreyes could be the big loser in this?
I mean, if they were trying to trade, if it's go back to the minors, Wade, obviously. If it's try to trade for pieces, some teams may look at Torreyes and be like, well, we'll take that dude.
Do you think?
Do you think that
Gleyber,
Wade, and Torreyes can all be on the roster? Can Drury, Wade, and Torreyes all be on the 25-man roster?
Not without injuries.
Yeah, so no.
Bad injuries.
One of them has to be injured for the other. Like that, they're all three the same thing.
Yeah.
And you don't trade for Wade, put him in the minors, or trade him again. So Torreyes or Wade just got fucked.
Wade's the biggest loser because he's almost exactly what Drury's is, except trade, shortstop, playing shortstop for right field, basically, or left field.
The speed on the base paths helps Wade, maybe.
I mean, Torreyes is the ideal second, third shortstop utility infielder. I was gonna say Wade is definitely a loser in this.
I mean, those are tough words.
A loser in this trade, yeah. A loser in this
trade. I thought you were just calling him a loser.
No, not in real life. What? I was coming around on Wade too. I was excited.
Yeah, I know. I was getting excited for Wade.
Torreyes, partially a loser. We don't know how much it's going to affect him yet.
You mean in this trade or in all of his life?
Okay, come on, man. Not going to keep doing that. This is what I'm getting to. Do you think at the end of the year, end of 5 years, and end of the month, we look back and we say that Andujar or Gleyber was really affected by this trade?
Yeah, one of them.
Okay.
I think so.
I think that's what you're seeing from the Twitter nation and the prospect huggers, because those guys came into camp. Gleyber in the back of his head knows he's not getting called up to start the year. But those guys were looking at each other saying, hey, we're the young guys that are going to be second and third. Let's do this. And now they might be pitted against each other.
Also, yeah, which is, I agree with that, obviously. But it's crazy that I for weeks, since the Headley Starlin move, like there's no way we roll with the rookies. There's no way Cash rolls with the rookies and no safety net. And they signed Espinoza and people were like, there's your safety net. It's like, not really. They didn't get Todd. It's like, holy shit, are we? And camp starts. And I was about at the point where I was like, I think he's going to do it. I think Cash is going to roll with these rookies. This is a little nuts, but I bought in because that's what I do. That's the type of fan I am. Like, this is the situation that the Yankees are doing. Okay, I buy in. I love it. Let's do it. I'm optimist. But now that he did make this trade, it's almost like I want to slap myself in the face. Be like, why did you start buying in? That was crazy. I still think Andujar and Gleyber can be huge parts of this season, and Drury maybe rotates with them as a utility guy. I'm not saying that's crazy, but to go with just those two and know like a guy that's been doing it, a safety net, proven he can hit MLB pitching at a decent rate. it's crazy that I was about ready to be like, yeah, just those 2 rookies. We'll just throw them in the infield.
Can I see? I want you to have fun with this. How do you think these trade talks went down? Like if you had to do a play-by-play, Yanks asked for Drury to start, or D-Ray shot, or
I know how it went down. I know how it went down. Yeah, I know how it went down. Cashman pulled up his phone. He was like, "Hey, Diamondbacks, you got JD, huh? That's a big hit. You used to have a lot of home runs in your outfield. You could probably use some home runs. You want me to look around for you?" And they're like, "Okay, yeah, Cash, thanks." And then Cash went to the Rays and was like, "You guys are selling everyone. Did you just DFA Dickerson?
You could have just thrown him in this trade
for no reason. Like you could have traded him to the Diamondbacks. They're looking for home run hitting outfielders. Well, you got Souza still. You're going to get rid of him? I mean, you guys are obviously losing. Why don't you just trade Souza to the Diamondbacks?" And the Rays are like, "Cash, what's in this for you? Like, why are we the Diamondbacks going to trade?" Like, "Oh no! I'm going to give you some rookies. You're going to give Souza to the Diamondbacks, and they're going to give me Drury." And then the Diamondbacks and the Rays started a side chat. They were like, "Is he toying with us? Is he like pulling our strings?" And they were like, "I think so, but I also think he's right. This is smart for both of us." Like, yeah, but it really helps Cashman out. And the Rays are like, "It's okay. We're not trying to beat them this year anyway."
So you think Cashman is a full puppeteer, full Geppetto?
I'm a Yankees fan. Of course, I think Cashman's full puppeteer.
Okay. And so secondly, you think he's so respected in the league that these, like, if Cashman comes with you with like advice, they're kind of like, okay, like I know he's getting some out of this, but it'll be good for me too.
Yeah. Yes. Cashman, it's like, yeah, Cashman was like, "This makes sense for you guys. I'm just helping you guys out. I give you the rookies, you get the fielder, I get the infielder. It's good."
See, mine's the other way. Mine's Cashman was being. See, I've got tough guy Cashman in my head. Like there's no bend, there's no break. Like he went to them. He's like, "Hey, we're interested in Drury. We'll give you this Solak kid." And Diamondbacks were like, "We've been telling you for 4 months. We need more than just that." And so then, or no, he said, "I'll give you Solak and Widener. That's it." And they're like, "We like Solak. We're not in love with Widener. We just can't do that trade." 4 months. Every week. He calls at the same time every week. Offers the same trade.
Just finished my Cobb salad. Still interested in Solak and Widener.
Brian, they tiptoe. They don't want to disrespect him. Like, "No, Brian, like we really respect you and all that, but we're just not into Widener right now." Hangs up. So then the Diamondbacks are like, "All right, we're interested. Is there someone we could loop into this?" And Cashman already had Tampa on the line.
Yeah,
they were already on, and they said, "Hey, we've got a really good defensive outfielder that hits 30 home runs, and we don't want those kind of guys on our team anymore.
We are trying to lose."
And you'll give us Widener? So that's a little talking trades.
Either way, Cashman's the best in our opinion. Thankfully, all of our fans are only Yankee fans and not fans of other teams because they'd probably be really annoyed with us.
We got Rays fans right now. That's tough.
We're at the end. Go.
I've got some for you.
Okay. I got one thing for you, and then we'll
end it. Percentage question.
Oh, I love him. Big numbers guy.
What are the odds or chances?
No, we were doing percentage. Percentage, yeah.
What are the percent chances that the Yankees were to bring in another infield player and just go double birds to the prospects?
0%.
0%.
I think this rules out Moustakas. This rules out Neil Walker because we were going to have to spend money on those guys. That's what having chips is so good. We didn't have to spend money on those guys. We are paying Drury $500,000 a year, and we got rid of prospects who are never going to see our system.
You don't think there's a 1% chance that Cashman just flops it on the table and says, "All right, Moustakas, we're ready for you"?
I don't think so.
I'll give it the 1%. But yeah, I'm with you. What do you got for me?
Okay. Did you see the batting practice the other day. There was a session with Judge, Stanton, Gary, and Ellsbury. And right away from this, the Judge and Stanton love is going to piss me off.
Yes.
It's too much. Their batting practice shouldn't have the entire ESPN crew there to watch their first batting practice when they're not even trying to hit home runs. They're just peppering like grounders to left, grounders to right.
They're trying to swing a bat without getting hurt is literally their goal.
Yes. So that's one takeaway.
Except for young Jacoby.
Yes, we'll get to that. But that's my first takeaway. Second is the nonsense leaving Gary out. Like they were even doing totals. Who hit more, Judge or Stan? I understand leaving Ellsbury out. Sure, fine, even though he hit the most. But don't leave Gary out. It's really going to piss me off. I love Stanton. I love Judge. I love that they're all team. But if it's gonna be the Judge and Stanton show, and that's gonna bother me.
Yes and no, because you know what it's going to turn into, which is going to be good but also annoying, is it's going to be everyone's like finish sentence, like little jab at the end. It'll be like, oh, you see Judge and Stan, wow, they did that, 500-foot home runs. And you know that Gary Sanchez is actually probably the best hitter on the team. Like people are going to ignore it, but Gary's still going to play well, that it's going to become and it was basically the Boone quote today. That like, yeah, Gary gets overlooked. We know he's a special player, this, that, and the other. I think that's going to be the sentence finisher that, yeah, you know, did you see Judge the other day? You see that home run? I stand it? This also takes place in the 20s.
Okay,
and
then I'm with you.
and then they're gonna end it with, you know, that Gary Sanchez is real underrated too. He's a great ball player. He might be the best catcher in the game. But it's going to come at the end of all those statements. Which, you know what I think is fine for Gary.
That's just annoying. It's just going to be annoying. Oh, okay. Well, let me finish my Ellsbury point, why I brought that up. No, I'm going to say the other thing first. Speaking of annoying things, immediately Twitter went crazy about, now we got Judge and Drury, which, yes, that pun works perfectly. It makes sense. There's a reason you and I didn't say it on this thing, like naturally, we just didn't say it. It might be my litmus test of muting accounts on Twitter. Like if you just keep throwing Judge and Drury thinking it's funny or unique or clever, I'm out. The only time it's acceptable is if they both go deep in the same game.
Yeah, or I don't know, if one of their home runs brings the other one home, have some fun with it.
Yep.
But yeah,
let's do our best as a fan base to reserve the Judge and Drury for only moments when it really needs it, because it's gonna grind me down.
Yeah,
so lame.
We've become, I don't know if the term is old man to it or just burnt out, but I literally saw it twice on Twitter and went, oh no.
Yeah, that's what I did. I was like, this is gonna get so annoying.
That's tough.
Okay, the reason I brought up batting practice in the first place.
Sure.
Everyone's hungry for home runs. Judge and Stanton are up there. The crowd is cheering for fly balls to the warning track when Judge, Stanton, and Gary hit them. You know, clapping like, ooh, oh. Ellsbury gets up. Gardner was up before him. They were going crazy for Gardner. Gardner ended one round, and they were cheering for him so much he did like the both hands above his head, two double fist pump to the crowd, like, yeah, kind of like in a joking way. It was good. Ellsbury hits a home run. Dead silence. The video is on our Instagram, Talkin Yanks.
Yes.
On our Instagram. It's also on Twitter, but go listen to it. Dead silence for a Jacoby home run. And I got to say, fuck those Yankee fans, man. I know that Ellsbury has a bad contract, and I know he's the lamest player. He call him Mr. Boring, no personality. But if you are cheering for pop flies for every other player in the group, and then Ellsbury is dead silence, not even a golf clap, go fuck yourself, you petty assholes.
Yes.
That is so stupid. So stupid.
I mean, if people are listening and they don't know I'm Team Jacoby by now, they're off their rocker. I
always have to say this. I would have loved to see him waive his no trade clause and open up salary space. I would love for him to play to the contract, the money he's getting, but he's not. But that was just so silly to go to spring training, batting practice, and be cheering your ass off for Gardner. Now, don't give Ellsbury the same amount of applause that any other guy gets. Absolutely not. I'm not saying go crazy for Ellsbury, but a fucking golf clap, something. If I was there, I would have been forced into going, yeah, Jacoby, because no one else was doing anything. It was in bad taste. It's in bad taste.
You know I'm Team Jacoby. If he didn't have that contract, he would still be a very much valued player on the team. And so I've got to do something kind of podcasty for a second. I'm going to hype my home run article that I wrote today, or came out today. Wrote a home run article about the Yankees as a team, chasing the all-time home run teams. Check it out on Talkin Yanks. But the reason I mentioned it, and where Jacoby Ellsbury may land, is that so when you search teams through history and the way Baseball Reference sorts it, it puts whoever played the most innings or whoever played the most games or most innings at the position in that position. So I was looking at the all-time great lineups and, Ken Griffey Jr., who's in center, left, etc. For last year's Yankees, you know who's going to be remembered in time as the Yankees center fielder? Jacoby Ellsbury. And guess what? His stats don't look that bad. 112 games. He had 22 steals, 264, 348 OBP, essentially the same numbers as Brett Gardner. Stop the Jacoby hate. If you're a fan of us, start Jacoby love. We get it. The contract's not great. If that comes off the books and whatever deal it is, good. It's probably good for the team. But as long as he's on the team, you support him. He's your family member that's going through a tough time right now. You support him. Okay?
His contract's not great. His personality is non-existent.
But he's family, damn it.
God damn it. He wears pinstripes, you motherfuckers.
Yes.
And also just one more quick quote and that quick comment, then we're leaving. Jacoby Ellsbury did exactly what you and I told Clint Frazier to do when they asked him about losing the center field job for the first time in his career. He's like, I got a lot of baseball left in me. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to try my hardest. I'm going to do my best. And I'm going to worry about what I can worry about. And you and I told Clint Frazier that he needs 3 lines just like that and then say it and walk away. And that's what the reporters said Jacoby Ellsbury did. They said he came, he said that, he walked away. That's what Clint needs to do. Shut your damn mouth. Anyway, this podcast was brought to you by AffordableJerseys.com. Forgot to say this at the beginning. If you're ready, if you're like, I need a Brandon Drury jersey. I just need a Brandon Drury jersey. We'll wait until what number he has, and then that number will be put on the back of a jersey, and then it's probably the same number someone else in Yankees past has worn, and then you can claim that person if Brandon Drury is a bust, and you're like, no, this wasn't a Drury. It's 17 for whoever, and then you're golden because affordable.
17?
I don't know, because AffordableJerseys.com doesn't put the names on the back of Yankees jerseys, so they're reusable. You just got to hope someone new comes along. All the people that had Cano 24s and then Gary came along, that is a great deal.
That's awesome.
So go to AffordableJerseys.com, $99, nameless Yankees jerseys, cool base from a majestic manufacturer. They are what makes this podcast work right now. And so do you guys. Thanks for listening. Jake, any final words?
I was going to ask you. You got what's your final thought on Brandon Drury?
Needed to happen. It's good depth. Depth is never a bad thing, and it's experienced depth. All our depth beforehand was rookies. So like, hey, if this rookie doesn't pan out, let's just put in this rookie, and hopefully he pans out. And then if he gets hurt, let's put in this rookie. Now it's like, okay, well, we have this guy who 2 years in a row, he's not all-star, but he proved he can handle the league and the pitching, and it's just a better depth than we had before. I like it. And it doesn't cost any money.
Does he start 100 games this year?
Yes, in my opinion, yes.
Okay, I like it.
All right, we'll be back. 2 podcasts today, obviously, I might even throw this up Tuesday night if I can edit it quickly in time. And then the PPPs are back, and then full episodes on Mondays. When the season starts, we'll be doing 2 a day. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. This covers the Drury trade, and it acts as his PPP.
2 a week.
I said 2 a day?
Yeah.
Can't wait till we get to 2-a-day. Maybe 2022. Woo! 2-a-day.
Yeah.
2-a-days, baby. In the summer heat. All right. Thanks for listening. Bye, guys. Go Yankees. Go Cashman. Tell them, Grandma. Stop the YouTube.